Hello and welcome back to episode 10 of my custom Brutal Academy campaign. And in this episode we are going to probably escalate our mission control and our control points to an extent where we will not see a path backwards here anymore. So this will lead to war with Protectorate as well. Servants are of course already at war. They announced their victory condition, so war is on the menu. Protectorate didn't, but yeah. So, and the last things necessary before we really would be allowed by my rule set to go into other countries would be to own the remnants here. We are at war with all the remnants, so this is just a question of a few, like 3 months probably until we are done here. It takes about one mission phase to finish one country currently. We also have to heal up a bit in between. So this is just a question of time. So we are going to continue. We could also use the armies that we get here. We could, yeah, right, we could. But most importantly, we are now going to grab everything here in Russia and start transferring it to Turkey for the Turkestan stuff here. Aha, they are at war again.
Policy direction complete.
So that's the last war here that we need to declare. This Rwanda, which is here. So we're working our way up here to wrap everything up, and we are at war with everything that is remaining here. Yes, and also we are waiting for the advanced rail cannon. Nice. So these are the first destroyers coming in. I think I have 2 PDC class ships under construction. Yes, and we also want to make another PDC ship, a laser PDC ship. So we want to have both. We want to have the autocannon PDC ships, but we also want the laser PDC ships, for which we of course don't need the targeting computer, neither the magazine. Instead we can use the laser engines here. This will be therefore then the Helican LPDC 1A. Here we go. Save the design. And I think I want to construct 2. Let's make 1 here on Earth for now. And then we do the Rail C, which have the railgun level 3 already, like this, and probably also want to make 2 here and then a laser PDC here on Mars as well. There we go. We are going to need a lot more ships though. We have to pump out more of them now. We probably should also get another shipyard on Earth. Is that the right moment for it? I'm not sure. Do we have an alien fleet around? Of course we do. Ah, yeah, it's the dreadnought that has taken out stuff from... Yeah, I'm not going to... Let's not antagonize that one yet. Probably should also... Life 2 on space. We can't move away here yet, but on May we can move this fleet home to the other fleet. And we also have to take out all the other factions around Earth soon to reclaim Leo for ourselves. At least the hostile ones. Yeah, this is a problem that they're constantly flipping points here, so that's super annoying, but yeah. So, we need more stuff. This one is relatively expensive, so we go with transnational investments for 10 first. Yeah, this is cheaper, more efficient. So global command structure, transnational investments, additional control points are coming up because we are going to need it now. And now we can upgrade our destroyer C to the newest nose weapon here. So this one, therefore this is then the Helican Destroyer 1D. Perfect. Save design. There we go. I would like to have an ECM, but did we not research ECM yet? Let's see. Or do we just never got it unlocked? That might be a thing though. Ah, there we have it. But we don't have the A in ECM yet. We should still research it, because we could consider replacing on the destroyer. We probably should do this. This module here. Or this module with an ECM. One of those. Good. Now, we continue here. A quick wrap up where we are. We lost 2 stations. 2 are not yet fully operational again. So we lost 4 research stations. So our science took a significant dent here. But our nations here in West Africa, the United Arab League, and soon also the African Union are pulling in. And they're pulling some science now. So it's good. But we're also going to take over Russia here with almost an additional 200. And then the big boy here, the EU, with 500. This will be a very nice addition to our science income. So let's wrap it up here and take control of Russia and get started on plant removal here, because that also needs to go away. So, a few months have passed, and I had to make a few decisions in between, because there have been some complications. Let's call it like this. And let's start here with Africa. I have been basically able to finish everything up, so there's only the Equatorial Guinea left, which we are going to integrate now. However, our African Union has an inequality problem. And I'm currently contemplating if it maybe makes sense to make an intentional revolution here. So as we did that earlier with Nigeria and other states in the early game, this, if we are lucky, we get government score and we lose inequality. So, but for this we need to have high public opinion so that the points go from us to us again, and we do have the highest chance of positive results in inequality and government. The lower our public opinion is, the lower are the chances of the effect of the revolution. So we would need to push the public opinion here to at least like 80% or something. That would be the ideal goal. Then we need to bump up our unrest. It's currently already at 7.1 rest value, so this is not a problem. We can just, for now, leave the unrest ticking up. That would be possible. And then we have to see. So that would be probably relatively fast, and I think I will do it. I will try it out and hope that we have a good result. The problem is that it will kill the African Union Federation with Madagascar here, but I think that's acceptable. We can invade it navally if we want to later, because we do have now the armies of Russia as well, which has 2 navies. Combine that with the navy that we have here, that might be possible to invade. Also, we are going to get a navy here, because I decided to instead, not Europe, because I will talk about it in a second, to go into India, which I have now pushed public opinion and did the first crackdowns and purchase in between. So we are going to take over India here and then fix it afterwards. The inequality is only at 3, which is okay to handle, so I don't think we want to aim for another intentional revolt here. However, we could, because it's already at 6 here as well. So this is also an option. So when we have taken all control points, we also do an intentional revolt to hopefully get more government and even less inequality here. But I really need to read the event conditions again. If 3 is not maybe even too low to trigger this. There is some kind of threshold at which point it doesn't work anymore. I have in my head it's 2.5, but maybe it's 3, so I have to be careful. I really have to check it out though. Because we also need to fix our cohesion. We have a chance of getting cohesion from the revolution. That would be worth it as well. Also, we need to fix the plants here and here. We already have a megafauna roaming around here. So these are the developments on Earth itself. I also merged these two up. I'm not sure if that was already the beginning of the start of the episode, because I had to make a bit of a break in between. Yeah. So we do have 400 science here now, without advice, and 20 investment points, so really, really good. We are pushing knowledge and mission control here, even though mission control is almost done again. And we are therefore fixing also some of the hostile claims that we still have, so Niala is almost pacified now. And we're also going to start moving some claims around here which are hostile to then go into the African Union or something like this. And hopefully that removes the hostile claims here. But yeah, so these are things that we can do to stabilize our nations further. Now back to the EU. I was considering to go for the EU, but the reasons for this are relatively simple. I did some math if we do have even a chance of breaking this, and that's why I cancelled it. So first of all, the servants have started taking over, which are probably aliens doing activities here. And if we try to break, for example, this control point here, we can see that the minus is almost 53 and we are at 25.8 base value. The problem here is that we got unlucky with one of our projects, which is for crackdowns +2. I'm not sure how it's called, but I checked it in the tech tree, we didn't get it. So the problem here is we could trade for it, but nobody has it as far as I know. And therefore we can't trade it or steal it. And I would need to do a lot of project reviews, which I'm going to do probably. But I already did one of those and didn't get lucky. Instead I got some kind of rich project. So yeah, and the project reviews, of course, are going to get... No, I didn't do it yet. I wanted to. Right. No, I checked that we also didn't get certain bridge project. That was it yesterday, yeah. Right, I misremember. So there's a chance that we get some other useless stuff, which is a problem. So we do have a low chance. And that's why I didn't do it yet, because I didn't want to waste the points. And... yeah. So this is very unlikely that we can get it this way. So we have to find another way. But, so, if we look at the numbers here, it's... even if we push the popular support to around 7 for us and 3 or 2 for the servants, which is unlikely to be achieved, but because they are doing only unity here. This is still... yeah, this is then -5. Let's say -5 here. So they are at 48 or something, and we would be around 32. So there's still a difference of 13. Even with a project, we would get this to around 10 difference, which is still a lot. So the only thing we can do is reduce the council administration. So which means we have to take out servant agents. And this would also then push them over control cap. And this is our probably go-to strategy. They are not over cap, so why did we get a bonus? Weird. Interesting. Still weird. But anyway, we are going to then go after the agents eventually to push them over the cap. That's the only way how we can break in here. The other option would be unrest missions, which are the freedom fighter projects here, which give a 50% greater chance of breaking away nations. And of course the EU has a lot of nations that could break away. So for example, if we do unrest missions and we target them here into Germany, the chance that Germany breaks out of the EU is relatively decent. And then we can do the same for Italy or whatever we want to. We would aim for the high population centers, which is Munich, Hamburg, Milan, so over here Italy, and Naples and Madrid. So we could start splitting nations up here if we want to. But the big question is, how do we want to proceed here? First we take India, and I think that I'm going to fix, or rather revolutionize these two first, and then I'm going to look at EU. And for this also, when I go on a killing spree with the servants, I need another agent who can do stuff. Currently we do have an overlapping responsibility problem. So Pulat is fine, he is doing our command stuff. But Agrata is doing public opinions and crackdowns if need be, or imprisons if we want to, detains here. And Mathir is also unrest missions, but also killing agents if need be. And so we have to solve one of the problems. Either we move public opinion array, so persuasion from Agrata to, for example, Sitotaf here, or we move command or espionage to him as well.
Acknowledged.
I'm currently leaning towards building him up in persuasion because he's the only one who has turned counselor, and we still need to get a spy into the servants. How we can do the spy is actually also a thing that I just want to explain. So if we look to Mars, we still have a few servant sites here, 2, 3 actually. If we take them, we get intel on the faction, which means that their counselors gets revealed. And this way we can target one, detain him, turn him. We also need to turn the servant, or one servant, to find the alien facilities on the face of the Earth. Because the alien nation is about to die. So we can see here that the capital is already getting sieged, and the next army is going to die in a second here. And then it's only Davao down here. So the capital will move to Davao. But Humanity First will take care of the alien admin here. I would say in the next 6 months or something, because they still need to heal up and so on. But eventually they will be successful here. The other way how we could take over Europe is of course by war, but they have 3 nukes. So if we were to force this, that would also be problematic, but it's an option at least. But now we are going to first consolidate on India here and get this one resolved. Meanwhile, we should check our space again. Nothing flying to Earth as of now. Oh, wait a second. No, there is surveillance here. What? Since when is that fleet there? 23rd of October. Do I want to take it out? I don't think I want to as of yet. So instead we are going to... Let's pick the Helican Torpedo class here. Let's just disturb this one. Must have been blind. Bit of a waste of resources, but I don't want this mission to finish. So let's just throw it there and do an auto resolve. Oh no, it died. But so now it's April. Good. We still need a bit more time to build our fleet up here. So we have a second shipyard on Earth done. And we are constructing Helican class ships wherever we want and can. The benefit of the Helican class ships here is relatively simple. They are dirt cheap, as we can see here. And we can upgrade the drive and the propellant whenever we want to, and then send them out wherever we need to. So we actually have ships that are not stuck in Earth orbit, which was important to me. So I didn't want to build like a rocket-based fleet here and then have to rebuild all the stuff again later. But yeah. So this is our situation currently. And I'm going to proceed here, and we are going to chime in whenever something important happens. So we should expect that the aliens will send something to Earth to take our Leo array. And also we should expect that the servants will go more aggressive against us soon, because they're also at war with us now. I try to avoid Protectorate being at war with. I have to again pacify the resistance and the others here as well. I dropped out of the non-aggression pact for various reasons, because I took out their nations, or had to, when I went for stuff here, had to break stuff, and here I had to purge resistance. And now I can again make peace as soon as I find an agent from them to talk to them. And that's going to be what I try to achieve in the next weeks as well. Hey! Someone stole some. Okay, we have to go to ground again as well. Not cool, but, well. That's
Things are stabilizing.
So,
The people will come to our side.
we need to heal up a bit, and then we can... Actually, we can just send the armies that are totally fine in here. Like these ones here, and the others have to heal up, and then they can support if need be.
Crackdown complete.
Okay, there we go. Crackdown. Ooh, critical even. Nice. So we didn't get hate for this one, because it's critical. So next turn we take this one, and then we have to break the humanity first points as well. So, and yeah, what also is important to note here, which I didn't mention, I researched the Parasite project, and now I'm waiting for the projects to unlock that give us more benefits against, how is it called? Terrorize and enthrall and so on. So currently only have -6 and here -6 as well, but there are more projects that can be done. We just need to unlock them, and then I have to research them, because what we want to avoid now is that the aliens flip one of our control points here when we are at war. This is also connected to the fall of the alien admin here, because ideally, when the admin has fallen and we found the alien facilities on Earth, we can finally purge all agents from the surface. So this is what I want to prepare for as well. That's why also Europe will be delayed probably a year or something. Because what ideally we can then hunt all 6 agents on Earth down and be happy about it that we have less trouble to deal with, and then we take out the servants as a faction and really crack down on their stuff here, and hopefully that will work out. But let's see. Yeah, so let's keep going and yeah, develop us further here. So it took 3 months, I think, or maybe 2.5 it's only, to get the revolution in India going, which was 2 command agents that did the whole thing with the public opinion missions here, which are still coming in, but the revolution already has happened here. You can see that we now transferred all command points from Humanity First to us. One is missing, we are going to take the executive here next. And the most important thing is now we have lost 0.72 cohesion inequality from this, which massively pushes up our cohesion rest value, which is now at 6.9. It was significantly lower than that before, around 2 or 3. And therefore we also can get the unrest value down to which I think the cohesion value was around, it always says that, -2.4, so yeah, it went down significantly as well. And this of course is much easier to stabilize now, which means we can take charge of India here now and consider what we want to do with it. Of course, we're going to continue doing welfare here. We're also going to do a bit of economy, because in general it has lost a lot since the beginning of the campaign. It has lost around, I know, it's roughly, it's a bit smaller than before, but it's not too terrible. We're also going to go into a bit of knowledge here, and then of course we are going to do mission control. The other stuff I have to find out when I have the executive as well, how I distribute in detail here, but we're probably going to push knowledge significantly harder here because we need science, and the population base here will provide a lot of science if we invest into it. But yeah, so now we got India solved, and now I need to retake my point here in Israel, and then we can go for a revolution here in Africa itself. What we need to keep in mind is that we want to not have control of the control points here, that like in India. So we have to give up Africa temporarily, which means we need to abandon it. And then shortly, like 3 mission phases before we know that the revolution will happen. But as we can see, the unrest value is 8.4. So this one will, or the rest value, so the getting to that revolution point will be significantly faster compared to in India, which took us 2 to 3 months in total. So let's get this going as well. So my hopes were high that the alien admin would finally disappear in the next month, but the USA just decided that this will not happen and are nuking the Humanity First armies that are trying to take out the alien admin here in the Philippines. So the alien army even survived. Really? It only does friendly fire? That's bold. It's even... no, that's not bold. That's terrible for us. So, 2 armies just disappeared from China here. But still, the capital will fall soon. And then only the virus left over. So maybe I also have to solve this one now with unrest missions. But yeah. Great. Oh, not great actually. But yeah. Let's see how that works out in long term. And yeah, so let's continue and hope not too many nukes will fall. Let's see what it does on the global scale. 0.2 degrees cooling from aerosols. Nice. And they just went up by 6 atrocities in total. Great. At least that helps our public opinion, because it's in favor. No longer in favor of them. So, the aliens have sent another dreadnought to Earth, finally once again. And we are going to take it out, because the dreadnought can actually defeat our layered defense arrays. A single destroyer most of the time would be struggling, or at least they don't attempt it. There is still a destroyer around Earth here. So we're going to test our new Helican fleet designs out here. We have a mixture, or I sent a mixture of torpedo classes and railguns and point defense ships here. We have to make sure that we are, of course, sending the point defenses into the center and not to the corners of our fleet distribution. Like this, should be fine. We go full speed, of course. We could even accelerate if we want to. Not sure if that makes sense, but okay, we shoot right away. We can. Let's go like lock on target. Yeah, I think that's fine. Our acceleration is so terrible that it doesn't probably... On the other hand, we could go full force. Let's see what happens if we do it. Probably nothing. And then we have the autocannon PDCs here. These 2 we are going to send into defensive. Yes, defensive. So, like this. So that they shoot down projectiles. And not shoot on the ship itself. So this one brings along mostly mech cannons. Alright, and a bit of laser stuff. So we maybe, or we probably lose 1 ship here. But it should be fine. Yeah, as I said, there goes one of our torpedo class ships. Oh, we even lose 2. And... ooh, that's not great. Maybe we didn't bring enough stuff here. Nah, I don't think we did. We brought enough. That's bad, I guess. Way too many losses for my taste here. Okay, let's shoot everything here. We got even the autocannons onto it. They are relatively strong in close combat. It can take so much damage. That didn't go as planned, but it's still a win. So lesson learned for the next time, bring more stuff against a dreadnought. Would be funny if we leave it floating like this now. Because we can't take it out. Really, it survives? Yeah, it survives. Great. Well, okay. So, lesson learned for the next fight. Okay, to wrap up this episode, we have now the last revolution that we wanted to see in the African Union. Of course, this destroyed the federation we have established already between the other nations, but this was definitely worth it. This revolution has taken out 1.9 inequality from the Union, so massive deal. We also got 0.74 government score, so that's also pretty good. Of course, the maximum is, I think, potential +2, so we are far away from this, but it's lucky. It's luck. It could also be minus, though. This is definitely decent. And so, yeah, now this one will be much easier to stabilize. We do see now that the rest value is 3.9 and the unrest value is still 6.6, but this can all be fixed over time. And yeah, so this is of course a lot easier to fix than if we start at 3.8 inequality. And also this has of course a certain impact on economy and knowledge output later on. The only big problem that we are facing is that the whole invasion from Humanity First into the alien admin here, now with the inclusion of the USA here, is causing a problem because they have thrown 5 nukes so far. I think it was 5, yeah. So they're up to 51 atrocities from nukes here, and they are destroying part of the world economy this way. So we can see here that we already lost from warfare and disasters about 557 billion. So this is a lot, almost 10% of, for example, the Arab League's economy, just by sitting watching this to unfold. The thing that we could do now to try to stop this long term is to target the USA next. For this, we would first stabilize our nations here for a few turns, and then we would need to send our command agents over to the United States. And I guess this has to be the next step here to solve all these problems. And yeah, so let's see in the next episode where this will develop, or how this will develop. Therefore, no, that's not before I say leave a like and subscribe. Let's quickly check out space. We do now have a quite decent fleet. We do have 14 ships around Earth on the one shipyard and 4 on the other shipyard. And we do have around Mars already 12 ships as well. And we of course have 2 shipyards constructing a lot of stuff on Earth itself. And as you can see here, another 4 ships will finish momentarily. And then there are a lot of others on its way. And these are all Helican-based ships, which means that we can use them pretty nicely for many purposes. What I now want to do at the beginning of the next episode is use our Marines that we have here to take over one of the servant bases, and then, maybe not in the first mission phase, but in one of the first ones, to finally infiltrate the servants again, and then take out some of them so that the defense of the US is not as easy for them, so we can break in faster. Meanwhile, we are going to use the armies here of India and Russia to remove all the plants. I'm probably going to add in these armies here, for example, in Israel, Iran, and the Arab League, just to reduce the spread of all these plants here in the nations that we own, while we then look forward to breaking the US next. So now leave a like and subscribe.